Okay, so today we're going to talk about customized views and filters within Redmine issues. What we're going to kind of cover here is Redmine has the ability to make it so that when you look at the issues or tickets in a project, there's actually a lot of customization you can do that might help develop workflows, make it easier to see what you need to see, or decide what tickets you need to do something with without having to open them first. So we're going to give a couple examples of this, and let's just dive right into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into our quality tracker project, which is where we use for QC reports in our organization. So I'm going to jump right to the issues. And you can see right here, like this is kind of a default view for what we're going to see. Ticket number, tracker, category, things like that. And I'm going to show you how you can make custom views out of this that might help depend with different things depending on what your job is. So let's say, for instance, what we wanted to see is QC reports that somebody has actually done something with in the last 7 days. So we're looking for reports that somebody changed the status, somebody set a due date maybe, or maybe there's actually been some conversation or notes on them. So I think we can all understand like why that might be something we'd want to look at to kind of maybe get an idea of what's actually been finished, right? So let's just dive right into it. I'm going to show you a way that we can do that. What I want to draw attention to is in the top left here where you see this filters and options below it. And then over here on the right, you've got this add filter drop down. And then you've got this gray column over here that I don't know if anybody really pays too much attention to that and knows what it's for. In fact, on your screen, it might even look like this. You might not even see it. So if you look over here, there is like a little diamond that you can click to make that come back if you're missing it. And if you don't want it there, it's got a little X, so you can toggle that back and forth. Okay, so the first thing that I want to show you is that you can change what's being shown here in two different ways. You can change what columns you're seeing and in what order that you see them. You can also change it so that you, almost like searching tickets, but you can set it so that it's almost like an advanced search. So let's do this. Okay, if I click this options thing and expand it, I'm going to get this little widget here that lets me rearrange columns or change what columns I'm seeing. Um, so let's, for example, I like to have clean screens for particular views. I like to get rid of information that isn't useful for what I'm trying to do. And I can look at this and I can say that if our goal is to get a list of QC reports that people have actually worked on, so we can decide whether they're finished or not. Let's look and see if there are any columns that we just don't need for that or that are not helpful to us. Tracker, in this project, it's almost always the same. That doesn't mean anything to us in the context of this project. So what I'm going to do is get rid of that column. So here under selected columns, I'm going to click that one, tracker, and I'm going to click this little arrow, take it off the list, right? So just to show you how I did that, and this is I'm going to put it back. So I'm going to come down here in the list of available columns. I'm going to click tracker, and see what that did is put it back over here. But it put it at the bottom, and I want to have it exactly back to where it was, I think. I want to have it as the first thing after the issue. All right, so that's how you would bring a column back. Now you can change the order. So let's do that first. Let's just move tracker so that it comes after category. So I'm going to click tracker, click the down arrow, see where it moved it. I'm going to click apply. And see now category is the first column, tracker is the second column. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get rid of the tracker column. Okay, it's gone. And let's kind of look at what options we have. Okay, well, what's this description do? Let's see that. We got show description, last notes. Okay, well, see, this is interesting now because I can see what the ticket says without having to open it. I can see the first thing so this is always going to be the body of the ticket, the first thing that was, the original thing somebody said. And if I'm trying to review QC reports to see kind of what's been done with them, that might be useful because now I don't have to open them to see the whole thing. Plus, these tend to be kind of short. They're not usually like reading a newspaper article. They're going to be relatively short notes like this. So I think I like that. And I think maybe let's come back to this. But I know one of the things that I think we want to know is we only want to really look at reports where something changed about them in, I don't know, the last week or so. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to filter. There's a lot of options in here. And I, don't get, try not to get frustrated if it takes a minute to find the one that you want or some trial and error. Um, so let's look here. We got last updated by. So let's see what that does. So see how I click that and it adds over here. I've got updated by is or is not. Okay, that's a list of people. That's not what I'm looking for. I want the time frame. So I'm going to uncheck that. So updated by is not what we want. Last updated by, no. So let's look here. Okay, we've got, okay, date. So here we go. Let's do updated. Okay, updated is, and lets me pick a particular day. Well, let's just see what that does for us. By the way, I know how this works, but I'm kind of trying to slow down so you can kind of see really how this is used. Updated is the 24th. Hit apply and see what we get. Okay, nothing displayed. No QC reports have had in this, nothing in this project's been updated today. So let's maybe see what our options are. Let's try Friday. Okay, that lets us see what was updated Friday. But I'm kind of looking to have maybe a bookmark I can go to that's just always going to show me reports that have changed in the last week, maybe. Let's see what kind of, oh, okay, here we go. So updated is, okay, yeah, this week, last week, less than days ago. Let's try this. What about less than 5 days ago? Okay, okay. That narrows it down a little bit. There's 22 of them. Okay. Um, let's see here. If this is starting to help us. Well, I'm trying to think. When a person updates a QC report, what am I really looking for? Am I looking for reports that have maybe been actually solved, but it doesn't say that? Or am I looking maybe for reports that have been solved and I want to review how they were solved? Let me think here. Well, resolved, I mean, I know at least personally that resolved is supposed to mean that we think this has been taken care of. But I don't know for sure if the rest of the team views it that way. Um, so, what do I want? Let's see what this last notes thing does. Oh, okay, so I can see the original report and the last thing someone said about it. So, okay, I will take care of this week. Um, all right. That says it's in progress. It says the last time it was updated is 23rd and it's due on the 30th. Okay. That starts being a little bit more helpful. Um, so I'm not going to try to make this perfect. What I'm trying to do is give you some examples of why how this can be useful and how to do it. So maybe maybe there are some columns here that would be useful to me. Let's look and see what kind of options we have. Spent time, percentage done, last updated by. Yeah, maybe that's useful. Let's see. Okay, okay. So that tells us who the last person was that did something with the ticket. Hey, you know what? Maybe what would be useful. Let's try something here. I had seen that there's a last updated by. Okay, and is not. Okay. Yeah, maybe that's useful. Maybe I want to see QC reports where the last person who updated it was somebody other than myself in the last 5 days. There we go. Okay, that could be. I could see how that could be useful. Let's see what other columns maybe that we might find useful here. Total time, percent done, related issues. Related issues. I'm going to make a separate video about what that's for because that's something that on our team we have a problem sometimes where there are tickets that talk about another ticket. Um, and there's a way to link them that's really useful, and there's a whole feature about that that it seems like some people on the team don't understand it. So I'm gonna make a separate video about that. But anyway, okay, QC area and problem type quality metric. I'm pretty sure those are columns that are unique to this project. What's this unread changes going to show me? Okay, yes, no, yes, no, 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 no. Yes. Oh, let's see here. Okay. And that's also what these little blue dots mean, is it means this ticket, something has changed with it since the last time I opened it. I don't know if I really need a column for that since there's already the colored indicator. So I'm going to take that column back off of there. It's not really anything that I'm looking for. Okay. Private, unread changes, QC area. Let's see what QC area shows me. Other MP line, other. You know what? Okay, that seems like it could be useful. Although I kind of get the impression, okay, like this ticket says it's about something near pack line A, and like that's not set. Um, but it seems like that would be useful if it was set by everybody. Um, Here, let's move that. Let's move that up here. I don't want that to be the first column. So let's say I like this view. This is something that I might want to basically bookmark this. I might use this often, or maybe other people would find it useful. So without messing with anything up here, see the save button? I'm going to click that. And it's going to take me to this page. I know this page is asking for things. Most of the time, I don't see a reason to fill them out. So try not to let all the options confuse you. What it's really asking for is kind of like bookmarking um, this page, except that um, when someone clicks this bookmark, it'll show this project exactly like this with these columns and filters in place. So let me see what to call that. Let's try this. Updated last 5 days. That's someone else. Just give it a descriptive name for now. And it's going to ask you who should be able to see this bookmark. I'm going to show you the default option. So we'll just leave everything here like it is. I'm not going to click anything else. All I did was give it a name. I'm going to come down here and click Save. And over here on the right hand side in this gray area, which again, if you don't see it, you want to look for this little diamond and click it, and that'll make it appear. And I see right here I've got my custom queries, and right here I have it. QC update last 5 days by someone else. Now, I want to show you kind of how this works. Is you might find out that you've closed Redmine and you come back to it later, and you click on the issues, and maybe this isn't what you're expecting. Maybe this is not the view you wanted. You wanted to see just how it normally looks. Here's all you have to do if that happens. And the way you're going to know that what you're looking at is not the default is you're going to see something like this up here. You're going to see the name of the bookmark you're looking at. And to see what the normal default, what I'm going to click is clear. And there we are. We're looking at it the normal way. Okay, but I didn't delete anything. I can still go back to how I had it by clicking right here, just like it's bookmarked. Oh, and there we go. It's the way that I had just set it up, right? Now, what we don't want to click is this delete button, because what that does is it deletes the bookmark. But if we wanted to change what this is showing, like say maybe I'm wrong, maybe the last 5 days isn't what I want, maybe it's last 7, right? I'm gonna click edit. Okay, it's gonna take me back to this page with all these options, right? Like what's this really showing me? Oh, okay, actually, it's just showing me the same stuff I had before. It's got this widget, it's just in a different place. Like right here, it's got my filters, right? It's got those check boxes for showing me this, and down here are the columns. Okay, so it's just I see, it's just a different way of looking at these options. Okay, so if I want to change this last, okay, it looks like I can just, if I want 7 days instead of 5, I can just change that right here, is what it seems like. Okay, and if I hit save, all right, so it didn't, it just changed what the bookmark does. It didn't rename it. That's a mistake. If it's saying 7 days, it probably should say 7 in the name. Oh, okay, so that's easy to do. Well, and then let's say that maybe this is a bookmark that I want other people to see. I like maybe the whole team would benefit from seeing this because my custom queries, that's only for me. Okay, so let's try this. Let's click edit. Okay. Well, okay, it looks like I can just make it so it shows up for anyone. Okay, well, let's do that. All right, it shows up under custom queries now. Okay, so I'm not sure if everybody will necessarily see the utility of this. So I want to give another example of where this might be useful. So I'm trying to think of, okay, maybe something that we would want to know is QC reports that have been created um, or something changed about them today, right? Like that, maybe that's something we would want to know. Okay, so let's try clicking clear to get my default. It's always best to start from the default. Okay, and let's see. We got, okay, created. We have a created column. Okay, what kind of options do we have here? Okay, today. Okay, let's do created today. Okay, well, let's see if that actually, if it works. Now, what I'm about to do here is not, this is not Redmine specific. This has something a little bit more to do with an internal application at my workplace that integrates with Redmine. This is a test. Spent 2 minutes on this.
New QC report filed
Again, the screen you're
36,653.
seeing right here is a thing that has to do with the company that I work at, Logistics Done Right, that integrates with Redmine. But that workflow I just used, I know it's going to create a ticket and quality tracker. Oh yeah, hey, there we go. I see it. Okay, so it does seem like this. I haven't named or saved this yet, but it seems like okay. I want issues created today. Um, it seems like I'm on the right track. If I wanted to make a bookmark that's hey, just I want to see tickets in this project that were created today. Um, Now I know that within within my company for these, sometimes we do log the time spent on them. So I want to add that as a column. What have we spent time on? And maybe I want percentage done, right? I know. Here would be a good idea. I think that maybe with the QC reports at work, it might, because these are all, they tend to be something that a person needs to do something about. Like within our organization, QC reports are usually from somewhere within the production environment. Someone's filing one of these reports to let someone know that maybe a piece of equipment's not working correctly. There's something on the work floor that we don't know where it came from, and we're trying to solve that. It could even be like a roof leak. It might be that some people working somewhere decided to do their job differently than normal. Um, and so that, if it's not communicated, that might confuse somebody else. It might be that a question came up on the work floor that it's not worth stopping what we're doing. So you wouldn't want to go flag someone down or make a phone call necessarily, but we need to get clarity about it, probably the next couple days, tomorrow, something like that. So it would kind of make sense if we put somebody in charge of setting a signee for all the tickets like this that are created the same day. So maybe that's what we want is let's get a dashboard that helps us understand um, what's been assigned to who. Now, I can think of a couple ways to do that. The obvious one is we're going to add a filter about assignee, and we're going to say assignee is nobody, right? Okay, so maybe that's what we want, but let's kind of see what that looks like. I'm going to go back over here, and there's some people at work are going to come in Monday and see a bunch of open tickets. I'll probably just delete or close them. Um,
New QC report filed
okay, so
36,654.
that's got me. I see the two different tickets in here now. So let's kind of see like what my workflow would be like. Let's say maybe my job is the person to figure out who to assign these to, who's the best person to deal with it. Let's kind of just see what that would look like. Okay, if I right click on this, I get okay. I'm gonna assign this to I'm not this Moonin person. Oh wait, okay, that falls off the list. Well, yeah, that would make it obvious. Like when I'm done, this list would be empty. But I think there's also a risk to assigning stuff to people when they already have too much to do. So maybe having this where I'm only showing tickets that aren't assigned to anybody, that might not be what I want. Let's try a different approach. Um, that tells me who's been assigned. Um, let's see. Okay, group results by, there we go, group by assignee. Okay, now I can see, okay, that might be a little bit easier to understand, right? So I can still do this. I can still come in here and I can still say, okay, well, the Moonin person is going to deal with this. Okay, so that way, if I go to assign the tickets to people, I can kind of look at who already has something like this assigned so I don't overload somebody with things. I think that's maybe I'm on the right track. That might be the way I want to go about this. Um, let's think here. If that was my job is looking at QC reports created today to make sure they're assigned, all of them are assigned to somebody. Um, what do I want to do here? What else? What information might I need? If I want to make that quick and easy, I probably don't want to open every report. So maybe I'm going to want this description time again. So I can actually, yeah, okay, I can read what the report is, what's the issue. In this context, I might not care what the last thing was somebody said about it because I'm just kind of looking at these issues and trying to see, okay, who's supposed to deal with that. And since I noticed in that other view that sometimes when people make these reports, it looks like there's a field for like what area of the building it happened in, but maybe people don't fill that out all the time. Maybe that's what I'm going to want too, is this QC area, so that way I can see quickly what areas these issues are in. Okay. Is that something I can change from here? We got a quality metric. No. Okay, that seems like something that's not going to be like a drop down box. That must be like a text field for people to fill out. Let's see if that's the case. Let me open one of these. And QC area. Yeah, that's just a text field that people can fill out. And by the way, if you don't work at my company and you're seeing this right here where I'm able to almost like Jira come into a ticket and I get the little pencil and I can edit it, that's a plugin that you can install. I highly recommend it. Otherwise, if I wanted to change a ticket, I would have to click edit, and it looks like I can come in here and I have quality fields I can fill out. Kind of QC problem type. That's also a text field. Okay, well maybe there's nothing I want to do here. Let me go back to the issues view. Um, and again, I'm not really trying to make this perfect. I'm just here to kind of show you some different examples of how you can do this. Let's see if there's any columns here. Has the customer complained? Related issues? I would kind of assume that the person, maybe the person who's assigning these things, maybe filling out related issues is something that like they can do. So maybe I do want to see that. And let's say that maybe this view is my this is going to work for this task of let me make sure all the QC reports from today actually have someone who's in charge of solving them. So once again, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to click save. Okay, and maybe needs dispatched. Call it something like that. And I'm not sure who needs to see that, but we'll make it so that anybody can. And save that. So now I've got that bookmark here, and I can switch back and forth between them. See, I can click this to see the one we worked on earlier. I can click this, the one I just created. So hopefully this was useful to somebody, and this will help someone get it'll help you get a better idea of one of the ways that you can make your workflows in Redmine for you or your team a little more straightforward and efficient. Um, I'm going to leave it at that, and thanks for watching.